Let's talk about how getting Chipotle one night led us to adopting a puppy. So we've had a busy couple of days, and normally I like to cook at home and make all our meals at home just because it saves a little bit of money, and I'm on a weight loss journey. My husband had worked a lot of 12-hour days last week, and he was starting to work a lot of 12-hour days this week. And so by Tuesday, I was already done with the week, and I said, let's just go get Chipotle for dinner. We go and we do our regular little pickup order, and when we got home, our neighbor was standing outside, so we decided to get out of the car and talk to him for a few minutes. All of a sudden, this puppy comes running up out of nowhere. Super little teeny tiny puppy, like couldn't be more than like maybe 3 or 4 months old. We walked up and down our street with her for a few minutes trying to see if we could find any owners that might be out looking for her. Nobody was out there, so my husband took to Facebook. He started posting in like 5 or 6 different Facebook groups trying to find this little puppy's owner. We did end up finding the owner, but now I have a little bit of puppy fever because I'm not quite ready to start trying to have another baby. I had a really hard postpartum, and I'm just not ready to go through that again. The next day I pulled up the website just to see like what puppies were available, which I'm a big dog person. I've done this 1,000 times in my life, and we don't ever end up adopting a dog, so I just kind of thought it was exactly like normal. There was one puppy on there. His name was Alvin, and he was a Catahoula leopard dog. When we first got our husky 7 years ago, a Catahoula was another dog that we were really considering along with huskies. When I saw him, something just like took over my body, and I got my toddler in the car and I was like, I don't even know, we just have to go meet him. He was literally perfect, like so social, but also really gentle and really cuddly. He loved my toddler. My toddler really loved him, but also was like cool to leave him alone and like go play with the books that were in that room. I was like, I would take him home today, but I cannot do it without my husband meeting him. They were like, well, you can put a hold on him tomorrow. And I didn't want to do that either, because if my husband ended up not really liking him or not bonding with him, I didn't want to prevent him from getting adopted by somebody else. Next afternoon, he was still available. So we went to go meet him, and my husband was absolutely hooked. He was the one that was like, yes, let's take him home right now. And I just got a little bit scared. That's a really big decision, and I felt like maybe we were being a little bit rushed. And so I said, he's really sweet, but I think he's gonna get adopted by somebody who's like 100%. So let's just go. My heart is breaking, but like, I don't know that it's the right timing for us right now. And I went home and I cried all that night, and I looked the next day like 3 or 4 times in the morning to see if he had gotten adopted. And every time he was still on that page, I was crying even more. My husband came in the house and he saw me just completely distraught. And we had a really long conversation about like the logistics of how this is gonna work, because we have a toddler and a dog already. Called my mom to get advice too. I'm gonna be doing that for the rest of my life. To make a long story short, we came home with him. This is Rookie. He's the most perfect puppy, and he just completes our little family right now.